That's cool.
Hey Doris, how you doing?
Hey, Jose, how you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah. What about you?
busy writing blogs.
Nice.
I've done 4 in one day so far.
Oh wow.
I'm trying to
Nice.
get them ready so we can get them on that website. So we can get that site launched.
Cool. You were launching another product, weren't you?
We're launching another website. We're launching a Shopify store.
Oh, the Shopify?
Yeah, it's going to be all on Eagles and patriotic stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right.
And
Just
it's
in
going to
time for July.
hopefully getting this thing launched. I may have to reach out to Jim to help with the AdSense stuff.
There you go. How's gym stuff been going? How's your guys' calls been?
Oh, good. Interesting. He's
Good.
been teaching about blogs lately.
That's good. It's nice to see you taking action. 4 already, huh?
4 already today. I've got 6 altogether so far.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think I'm much of a blog person.
My husband is a good writer. He tried writing one today and he made it so short. There's like, what? You just took what was in the article and copied it. That's not doing it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what I would end up doing, most likely.
I end up copying parts of it, but you got to change it a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta make it your own. Give it your touch.
You know, the facts are a little difficult to change.
Oh, those are facts. Those, if they're proven facts,
Yeah.
they're usable. But that's good.
I mean, I rewrote the one he was doing and I put in a quote from somebody. And yes, it's marked that it is quoted.
There you go. What is it? What is it you have to do? Like when you want to insert a quote, you just write. Basically it's from that person or whatever. Give
Yeah.
them the credit.
That's what I see in the other blogs that are out there. So I'm assuming
Okay,
that's how you would do it.
good to know because there's a lot of good information out there. Sometimes you don't always know who it's from, though.
Yeah. Well, when there's a direct quote, I figured it was a good idea just to write who wrote it.
Yeah, that's always good.
I mean, he did well. How how do you call it? How the bald eagle symbol was made in the United States. I'm going. That's about as interesting as I kind of redid it as the must known reasons the bald eagle was chosen as the symbol of the United States. Might get
There
some
you
more attention. And his was only like one paragraph.
go.
It's like,
This
come
is
on,
it.
do a little more than that. You didn't even say how it became the.
Little history, little story. Come on.
Yeah, you gotta tell the whole story.
That's cool. Well, hopefully they do show up this time on the
Hmm?
call. Last time, what was it? What last time we were into it? Like a half an hour.
Oh, we got Craig. You, me, and
There
Craig
we go.
now.
Oh, had him. There's Candy.
I mean, I've been doing stuff on the Eagles and on 4th of July with 4th of July coming up. So we got the about page up today.
That's good.
We went through the SEO of the products. I was just trying to get the blog up, and then we hopefully can launch. I may not get 20 like you suggest for launching, but
Hey, Doris.
hey, how you doing?
Good. Are you the only one on?
No.
Oh.
No, Jose's on.
Oh,
Candy's
look at
off.
that. And Craig. It says Craig, but I know that's not Craig.
It's Shelley.
Shelly's on.
I just heard from Forbes, so she should be on too. And there's
Hey, we
Miss
want to see your
Candy
picture,
Lynn.
Jack.
Hey, Candy. I think I butt dialed you today.
You did.
Sorry.
And thank you very much.
880-092-86. Okay. Need to send this will you send that to Forbes, that photo?
So how's everybody doing?
Go to attach a photo.
Good.
How you doing, Candy?
Okay. Today will be my first day moving to my new apartment.
Save photo.
Which is a big mess right now. It's like,
That's typical.
I know it's everywhere. It's piled of stuff. So, and then the connection is not too good. So I was like, I was trying to figure out how to get on. But I did. So, which is good. I'm here.
Hi, Forbes.
Hi.
Hey, Forbes.
Hey, Bob.
What's she
Your
saying?
lighting is bad.
I know. Oh,
Doris,
it's like,
have a room for a second.
Hey, we can't even see you.
so black.
That's funny.
We are filming
Ooh.
Oh, your lighting is good now.
and all kind of course creation. And I've gotten all kind of fun things going on. I'm staying in this very cool mansion. See the mansion? I'm still here. I have a nice cool house, right? Hey, Shelly, how you doing? You guys can unmute so I can hear you all.
Hey, Forbes.
Hey. All right. So, little check-in. How's everybody doing?
Good.
My computer sounds really weird. So I have had just a crazy heck of a week. I decided that I'm just going to be the disruptor and the bitch from hell. Think that's okay? You guys need to go, yay, Forbes, go, because fuck, everybody's... Did you guys see my post about speakers?
Which one?
No, I haven't been on social media today.
Well, so I think I'm just going to do a bitch session. Because I think that the world is full of very, very nasty people. Isn't that terrible?
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell your kids, Shelly. I keep watching like your video about hope and how wonderful things are. I'm going, ah. So I got asked to be part of the Think and Grow Rich tour, right? That sounds good on paper. That's kind of a cool tour, right? Okay. So the guy who's in charge of it gets on the phone and says, hey, here's my name. Here's what I've been doing. I'm in the financial business. I do so well. And I just bought a 129-foot yacht. I'm like, good for you. And then I went and invested in Think and Grow Rich, and I'm going to do the tour. I'm like, okay. And so here's the deal. We were speaking around the country, and we don't pay for your transportation or hotel. We will if you sell 25 tickets. Now, the tickets are only $140, but you have to sell them in a city that you're not in, and that takes time and energy for anyone to sell anything. So if you sell the tickets, we'll cover your airfare and hotel. Okay, so that sounds fair. It's like in Phoenix, so I extend my trip, and I spend a lot of money trying to get down there and all that other good stuff. But I haven't sold any tickets. I've maybe sold like 3. It's not my business to do that. I've got other things to think about, right? Then the contract shows up this minute, and in the contract it says if you don't sell the 25 tickets, you owe us the $4,000 to speak on stage for 30 minutes. I'm like, excuse me? Now, all of that aside, it gets even better. He then starts to bitch about the people who were on the tour because he doesn't want you, no matter what you do, to sell or promote anything that's yours. You're only going to promote his $10,000 mastermind at the end of this. And for that, you get 0.001% return on it, which means basically every dollar he gets, you get a penny. So then he actually said to me something like, well, when I make $365 million on this, you're going to get $36,000. I'm like, huh, okay. What part of this is not making sense? Then, but this is the conversation I'm having. Then he says, yeah, and I kicked a guy off last week because, he offered a free gift. He said, if you text so-and-so to this number, and I can't have anybody doing that. So even if I didn't have to pay anything, why would I be there?
Yeah.
So, but I didn't know.
I don't get it.
Right, I don't get it either, but lots of people are doing it because they want, that's why I asked, I called my friends like Sharon Lecter, why are you doing this? Well, I want to be part of the brand, or I want to be this, or I don't really know. I want stage time. I'm like,
It's a whip.
what?
Branding by association, basically, and tied to the good name of. That's it. He's
how many
capitalizing on the name.
are attending?
Well, that's the other thing, Miss Shelley. This is where it gets really bizarre. So I guess he had a couple hundred people the first time, then like 50 people the second time, and 30 people the next time. He has 17 speakers, by the way. This time, he starts to promise that he's going to have 1,000 people in the audience. He has, I think, maybe 100 books so far. So when I got this little thing in the contract 4 days out from the event that says, if I don't sell the tickets, which I don't have any desire to sell tickets right now, I'm going to have to pay $4,000. So I went on the internet and I posted this thing on one of my friend pages. It says, do you think that speakers should pay to speak, especially if they can't sell anything?
I didn't know.
I got it. Okay. Right? I just said that. By the way, there's like 89 comments, which is hard to get 89 of anything. Well, I got something back from, I'm having a weird deja vu at the moment. I got this note back from him. And by the way, this is not my first note this week of people yelling and screaming at me when I decided to stand up for myself or other people. This has been an interesting time. And I don't work in a company, Shelley, so I don't know what it's like to do this on a daily basis. But he writes, I've been getting calls and text messages from other speakers that you apparently post on Facebook about speakers having to pay to speak on stage and not being able to sell their own stuff. Very coincidental that you posted after you called me complaining about your contract in text this morning, which I did. I said, I'm sure that all the other speakers are wondering if you're targeting that post to them as well as to the whole Think and Grow Rich tour. Doesn't say that, does it? Now this is where I'm going. So inconsiderate and unprofessional to be sharing only one side on social media, whether that was directed at us or anyone else. Again, I'm hope that wasn't directed at me. If so, I'm shocked that someone of your caliber would be posting things like that on social media. Really is unprofessional of you to be posting that online. Very childish. You left out so many facts. You didn't state that you're getting a revenue share either and all the marketing publicity that we provide. If you have issues with someone, you should really call them directly instead of trying to get validation from everyone. Absolutely shocked that post came from you. Okay? We've had so many speakers we didn't accept to the speaking team, and not one person did what you did. And I then wrote him a note. And basically he actually kind of apologized at some point. But how do you feel about that?
Hush.
So first of all, there is no other side. We assume that you're going to do some publicity. We assume that you're going to use my picture for things. This is the first of like 6 things that have happened this week. I'm like, dude, you're not really splitting revenue. You're not really doing much of anything, and you're basically using people. And by the way, all I did was make a post on the internet. Are you feeling kind of guilty? And I think what really shocked me was that the 89 comments all pretty much had the same point of view. They don't know the particulars. I didn't out anybody. But I feel like going, hey, John, if you want, I can mention names. So I don't know. I just wanted some feedback. Am I right, wrong, indifferent?
I mean, I don't know what the value proposition he brought to you on this tour. I mean, I personally never heard of the Think and Grow Rich tour. Sure, it's a catchy branding thing because it's a really famous book. But at the end of the day, that doesn't mean anything. So as you've described it, and maybe it's one-sided, it doesn't really seem like it's a fair exchange to begin with. And so if you wanted to take it onto social media and just, have a general conversation, because like you say, you didn't out anybody, I'm not quite sure why it bothers him that much. Now, this guy sounds a little narcissistic because he clearly thinks that his value is way higher because it's reflected by the revenue share. I mean, 1% is 1% off of an audience of like 50 or 100 people is like, don't even bother me with that shit. So I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm wondering why you're bothering too.
Well, I get it. Why I was doing it because my friends were doing it. I wanted to hang out with Tim Story and Sharon Lecter, and I thought it'd be kind of a fun thing to do. But when I finally got the contract and realized you were going to charge me $4,000 if I didn't sell my tickets, I thought, wait a second, dude, you're out of line here. You're nuts. But that's the first nuts thing. The second one, I'm trying to find this piece of paper, is do you think it's okay to use my image on something that you're promoting?
Not without your permission.
I think I will ask you first before I do it to get you approved.
I do it all the time. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, well, you're my students, and you guys can do all kinds of things. Yes, one of our people in our world thought it was okay to put my picture front and center on a piece of marketing material that he's using to sell his class that I have nothing to do with. And when I called him on that, I have to find the piece of paper, because when you see it, you're going to go, shit, Forbes, you're like the front and center of this, and it pretty much assumes that you have something to do with it. I know. When I called him on it, the message that I got back from him was going, I can't believe that you would treat me so horribly. I can't believe that you wouldn't want your picture next to Kevin Harrington or Les Brown. I can't, your vibration is not very healthy. I mean, I got a message that's like, I'm sorry, what? Oh. So that, my friends, is Mr. Ray Perez.
I think that a lot of people are not used to the attention you bring. You bring a lot of attention to the room, to anywhere you go. And when this other guy is feeling really guilty because it's calling him out on all his bullshit and bringing attention to it.
Ray?
He has a couple, no, not Ray. The other first one. I'm addressing
the
first
John.
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first part of the tour, he is drawing attention, and that's a big one-sided deal to where, yeah, he comes out on top, but unless you had your whole team ready to capitalize on marketing that and marketing yourself in a different way of being a part of that, you're not going to do you're not going to get close to taking any benefit from that. It's like pay to play. You're paying to get your name out there, and if it goes big, it benefits you, and if it's not, then he wins, pretty much, either way. On that sense. Ray, definitely being the king of branding, he should have definitely known to reach out to you on using an image or anything in any type of way.
Well, and if you see his flyer and his tablecloth, I'm front and center, and you go, dude, you have to ask for anything. That is the first rule of branding. You don't, so you guys know, I got charged $800 because I took a picture of a yellow smoothie off the internet and put it on a blog that I don't think anybody saw, but Getty Images sent me an $800 bill for using their smoothie. Shit, I didn't know that. But the other thing, and I'm going to just kind of bring this up to you guys, but if you are caught and you do something like that, and let's assume you didn't know, right? The response could be, hey, I'm really sorry. I didn't appreciate it. I didn't understand, I didn't think about it, and I really am sorry. Can you let me think? Not, hey, how dare you cause me problems? I can put a piece of tape over your face if that's what you want. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? No, the tablecloth cost me $400 and I'm not taking it down. Wow, okay, so I'm being made to feel like the bad guy here, but I don't really think that I am. It's been a tough week. That's just like two of the many things. Welcome to my world. All right, on a much better note, and I will ask you guys how you're doing, but I don't really care. No.
We know.
Thank you for being so honest.
No, actually, I fucking care a lot. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. Trust me. I actually love you guys, and I love that you keep showing up. I am involved with two different guys. Oh, wait, the third, there's one more. You're going to love this one. There's a company out there of young guys who've been very successful in the branding space. Somebody that we all know goes to them and says, hey, I can help promote your company. Just give me $250,000 up front. And they did. And now he's not delivering. I got these kids going, Forbes, what do I do? I'm like, first of all, who gives somebody $250,000 before they do anything? And then this guy actually went out and took another job for somebody else. They can't get a hold of him. And I'm like, wow. Okay, it's not just me. I'm so glad it's not. I know, right, Shelley? You're like, you got to be kidding me. So the next thing that's interesting is we're trying to find people right now to actually like build landing pages and build things for us. Apparently, and I won't say anybody's name like Grant Cardone or Ty Lopez, are training these young agency owners to have attitude that is unbelievable. You give me $5,000 or $10,000 up front before I even talk to you. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. What, you can't afford it? Your business is not doing it. They just berated a friend of mine. I turned him on to somebody, and basically the young kid wanted to go not through her, but right to her client. And when she said, no, you're not going right to my client, he said, wow, your client is, I can't believe that they would deal with someone like you. And whatever it was so snarky from a kid. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry that I turned you on to these people. I don't know what to do here.
That's one of their latest tactics on getting through the gatekeeper. I am part of all those courses and stuff. That's how they're trying to push through the gatekeepers, and they're getting misinformation by a thing that worked for one of the guys, basically. But those are just things. I mean, that's how I started, was through those agencies and through all that stuff, understanding their world and all the different stuff that goes. And I kind of why I'm here now.
Well, some of the training that they're getting is downright insulting. It's frustrating. It's really fascinating to me. All right, on another note, I'm dealing with a couple of platforms that I am loving. Okay, so I'm still here in Vegas at Chad's house. Did I introduce this to you guys? I think Everlesson is genius. Have I? You guys, Jose and Candy were in there last week. Shelley, remember we talked about you putting some of your stuff up on courses? This is a really funky, amazing platform because you can onboard anything, and it's a done for you membership. Jose, what do you consider a membership? Where would you put your stuff?
I really haven't set up anything in any place like that. For that, basically, I haven't really looked into them, to be honest. I was going to launch my course. Mine was going to be all live through what Iman showed us. You start the course, basically, and it's a live 8-week training. And as you go recording it, you're pretty much going to create your content with your students, and then that would be your recordings for the next course and for the next course. I've seen a lot of people do Kajabi. I've seen a lot of people do Thinkific, ClickFunnels. All those have backends. I think Kajabi is still one of the ones that leads in that.
I have Kajabi, I know.
If you like to update just audio files attached to the side. This one that you did, I think, is very good. I really think the gamifying works really well to motivate people in that sense of going, and it makes them feel like they're a part of it. I do think it could use some more community building inside.
In what way?
Did I freeze?
No. In what way does it get? In what way would you like community?
He froze.
He froze?
Look at him.
All right. Well, that's so funny. Well, I'm loving this so far. I just shot my videos. Hello, Mr. Jose. Welcome. So here's what I'm loving. I just shot my videos for this. If I can get you Chad's videos. I'm having a blast. He has got a philosophy that's unlike anything I've ever seen about how everyone wanted me to drive. Do you guys have a Facebook group at all? Kelly, what's your group?
Well, it's not like for revenue generating, but I have Facebook groups.
You have one that's yours?
Yeah, well, I have one for the kids, for example, and it just shit that only family would care about to see for the kids because I don't want to over post on my children.
That's so cute.
Candy's the president of the group.
Really?
Probably, yeah. And I used to run groups, like workout and fitness groups, when I was more active with Beachbody.
Got it. All right. So I'm liking the philosophy that I'm learning. I'm shooting a lot of funky videos and I'm learning a lot of stuff. And you know what, Jose, there's some fun little software platforms too. There is a platform called, it's just a new teleprompter program that he's got. I'm just going to start selling some of his stuff because his stuff is really good. Let's go around the room here and ask what I can help with. Candy, give me a win.
Oh, moving to, today will be the first day that me and
What?
Why can't I hear you?
you guys,
I can't.
you guys hear me?
No, try it again.
Oh, do you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, so tonight will be the first night that me and my mom move into our new apartment.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's huge.
I know, we did all the, finally, it took us like a couple of months, like a month or two to do the packing, unpacking, moving on, all that. So today, finally, everything. So we'll be, it's going to be our first night spending right here. So as you can see, still all the mess like behind me and all that, all the clothes. So
I think that's awesome. Miss Shelley, what's a win for you?
Not necessarily today, but just recently, we too are moving. We found a house that happened to have actually met all of our needs and requirements, which we thought was impossible because we have very particular requirements. And so we've been really busy getting our house restored to its former glory so that we could put it on the market and stuff like that. So our landscaping actually was one of the reasons I fell in love with our current house to begin with. And it kind of got abandoned when I went off to have babies and whatever. So last weekend, we took the whole weekend. I filled like 20 yard bags, but it's been restored to its former glory. There's all this like nightscape, landscape lighting that we restored. All the bushes are back to manageable sizes and it's gorgeous. And so I'm really enjoying kind of the peace and serenity of my backyard that once was and is again.
I love it. So, but did you already buy the new house?
Yeah, so we're actually closing in about 3 weeks, but then they're renting the house for another month. And so we're actually not moving until the end of August.
Wow, you guys have been pretty good with the whole real estate thing.
Yep. So it's we're really excited though. But it's a new town, so new school for Mila. She's going to first grade, and I didn't realize because I thought school would have started after Labor Day, but school actually starts 2 days after we move into the new house. So it'll be a little.
So what bureaucratic pain in the ass decided that kids will go back to school in August? I'm sorry, my kids go to school on August 10th. I've had this issue for like the last 5 years. I cannot get my head around it. After Labor Day, September school starts. Bullshit, I need my August.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the South also starts earlier than here in the Northeast, but even so, some towns definitely do start before Labor Day, and it throws me off because I'm like, but what about Labor Day?
I know.
So Mila's current school was gonna start after Labor Day, so I didn't even consider that it might be before then.
So Shelley, I have to ask you a question. As a busy working mom who no longer has to bathe or clean her daughter's or son's butts. Speaking of butts, there you go. Look what just showed up. Oh my God! Oh. Can you just rub the belly for me? I can't imagine McKenna showing up like that anymore. How do you do this? How do you find time to go have a full-time job, have 2 cute little kids, do all this stuff, and go like buy a house? How did you figure that out?
I just I'm the ultimate workhorse. Like I love the hustle of getting shit done, and it's just it's almost like when I'm super, super busy and I have to be very disciplined with my time, when I really thrive and I hit that, I hit that flow, essentially. I make a lot of lists. I'm very organized. I'm always thinking. My brain is very programmed, like a program manager, to execute. So that's what I'm trained to do. And so I'm able to kind of have a plan and see everything that may come at me and kind of plan for that, so that when I do go forward to do something, it's like a very smooth ride, and it won't take me as long as other people. And I put a lot of energy into making sure my health is a priority, because that a lot, like, I exercise, I eat healthy, I eat like holistic. I make bone broth soup every week during the winter, all just so I can be more productive. Like, you know, being healthy is cool, living till I'm really old is cool, but I just like it because I don't need as much sleep and I can do more. So I kind of figured out how to do a 25th hour, 26th hour of the day. We have that system, which I've actually never really showed you, but I'll show you today, that Craig and I developed right here, and it's agile based, and it's our personal agile system. But this also helps me really keep track, and it's a visual system that we use.
Okay, so why don't you do that a little bit more in detail, because this is fascinating to me right now.
So it's really two parts to it. So this part, the first part of it, this like helps you align your life. And and I've done this with several other people, and it's so cool at the end when they're like, oh my God, because chances are what you think you want to achieve in life. So you can see like mission is on the top layer. And this is kind of like a tier hierarchy of what is important to you. What ends up the output of this, and I take you through like a series of questions of, you know, organizing your priorities and stuff like that. But what always happens is you realize that the bulk of your time is spent on things that won't move the needle on what's most important to you.
Okay.
And when you have that revelation, you have this like, oh shit. And that helps you align yourself so that you're actually investing your time in things that will move the needle on what is most important to you. It's especially rewarding when you do it with couples, because then you realize they're not on the same page. And so one's moving this way and the other's moving that way, and they're wondering why they're not getting shit done and they're barely surviving. So when we figured this out, it went from like that drowning sensation of I have so much to do and I have no way, I'm just doing, but I don't really know if I'm actually making progress. And in the meantime, I'm exhausted and I might drown, to, oh, here's a float. I have to, you know, use this float and kick and swim from point A to point B. And once I get there, I get what I want. So that's the first portion of it, is identifying what your real priorities are in life, and then aligning all of your activities associated with that based on priorities. And then after you have that, then you move over to here, which is the sprint board, and you can determine the length of your sprint. It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be a few days, it could be a month. But essentially you take what is here that you want to move in advance in your life, and you move it over to the sprint board and say, okay, this is our focus. So this sprint board is fully based on our house getting on the market. So you can see it's based on rooms that we have to do, and the pink are the actual tasks. So in the beginning, you know, Craig and I, we take a book of stickies and we're like, this is all the shit we have to do. And then we prioritize it based on what will move the needle, right? So it's like, if at the end I don't get to here, like that's a nice to have. But if I don't get, you know, the landscaping done or things organized, then people are going to come look at my house and be turned off. So you organize it that way. And so then you start moving things over to the right. So this says not started, this says in progress, this says done. And it's very visual, and it's in our living room. So it like stares at me. And I have a little bit of OCD where like I have a compulsion to move things through the column, so I'm compelled to do it. But what's most powerful about this is things are organized, little tasks, and it is intended to be broken down into the most incremental steps so that you can feel a sense of achievement. But also, you know, sometimes it's like you only have 10 minutes between task, you know, one thing to another, and you're moving, right? And if you have to figure out what you have to do, your 10 minutes is up. But now, you know, every week or whenever we touch base, I have 10-minute tasks. So when I have 10 minutes here and there, I'm not wasting it. I'm not Facebooking. I'm not sitting there, you know, with my thumb up my ass wondering what I can do with that 10 minutes. I have actual tasks that I can move and get that sense of achievement. So that's
how long does it take you to actually do the writing of those tasks? How long do you set aside to do that?
So we haven't been as disciplined, and especially because this is actually a really big, you know, project, I'll call it. But typically, you want to do two things. So at the beginning, you want to do a planning, a backlog grooming. So you'll have, you know, your life missions, and then you have backlog, and you want to groom and say, okay, is this still a priority? And if so, you know, what should we work on? And depending on the size of the scope, it could be anywhere from 30 minutes, 20 minutes to an hour or 2 hours, right? So this is a process that was developed by somebody who is trying to streamline software development for billion-dollar government contracts, right? So the scope of something like that is so huge and massive, and that's why this was born, because nothing ever got done, and you piss away billions of dollars of taxpayer money. But with this, right, again, it depends. So when we identify all the tasks we have to do for selling the house, it's a moderate sized project. So, you know, maybe it took us an hour to kind of talk through all the tasks, and prioritize, okay, what really is important, you know, what should be moved up and what should be moved down. And then when you're done with the sprint, you should have a retro, which just means that you have a reflection of whether your expectations were realistic, lessons that you could learn from that. Were your tasks bite-sized enough, or was it still like eating a whole whale and then you got overwhelmed by it, right? Yeah. Because the objective is to reduce the feeling of being overwhelmed so that you can actually move things and then get that sense of achievement and get that accelerate and really ride that wave.
I love that you do this. Candy, do you do this as well?
No, but I will maybe start thinking doing that. Oh, I like it. It's just like there's a video for looking at you, staring at you, and then.
I got to tell you, I'm thinking this is something that you should probably teach.
We've talked about that. We've talked about how to productize this so that we're not the linchpin, right? Because I want to be able to streamline this in such a way that we don't have to be there to ask the right questions on the mission planning part of it. The sprint part of it, I think, is easy. And we're like, do we write a book? Do we kind of walk people through it? And then if they want to pay way more money for us to like have an in-person session, we can do that. I'm all about fun. I've thought about walking people through this like in a board game setting where if you play a board game, you'll come up with these things, and then the sprint board, you could kind of figure it out with good directions. So
that's actually kind of interesting. Well, I'll tell you how you start. You actually just turn on a video camera and do what you just did in a little more detail and put it in my course and put a price tag on it. So all the people that I'm selling stuff to, I can go, hey, here's a bonus for another 25, 50, 100, whatever it is. Here's this first video in this series. If this is more interesting to you, let me know. So you can just test it. That's kind of why we're building all of this stuff. So we have platforms to test things. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I know. You'd be surprised if people are willing to pay for it. You know,
yeah.
And I don't mean in a bad way, but they're willing to pay for it because that was, I mean, guys, everyone who just listened to that, would you pay for it? Raise your hand. Yeah, now the question is, well, if it was kind of couched in a really cool way, the next question is how much would you pay for it and what would you be getting? You know? It's like,
Right.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty valuable.
What is your productivity worth to you? Like, how much time do you piss away?
Oh my
Right?
God. To me, it's insurmountable because I have so many tasks to do that I'll just forget. You're heading off to say hi to Joshua.
Hi, everybody.
Are you heading off to the Yes.
Here you go.
Well, I have an hour here.
I haven't edited that stuff yet.
Oh,
Can you edit that stuff?
I do, so I can give it to Chuck. Like literally, we're living in a house right now. I feel like I'm back in college. I've got pizza here, vegetable pizza. But here, check this out. This is like,
What's that?
well, this is where I am. It's like literally, I'm back in college, and this is Sarah.
Hello.
Remember Jose from the Marketer Cruise?
Oh, hi. Yes.
That's Sarah.
Sarah.
Hi.
And then you've got Connor in here who's doing his thing. He's doing videos. What are you doing now?
You got it.
Are you cooking? And also video. I mean, literally, there's people in every room doing what they do because it's like camp for nerds, which is a funny idea because good-looking nerds. I can't wait. Reactions on this. Some of the people here are like the bet. And he's also doing like serious cooking. So Connor's a vegetarian. What are you cooking right now?
Stir fry.
Stir fry. In the other room, we've got an award-winning girl who was on the X Factor. She's learning how to do marketing. It's like, like I said, it's camp for nerds. Jose, you would love it here. No kids allowed. Right? All right, so Shelly, I love that. As I'm building out my world, I'm happy to promote anybody's product for whatever. It may not be a lot of money to start with, but the idea that people can come into my business training, and I think that's something that I would love to offer them. And so if you decide to do a little video course for the hell of it to start with, then it gets to be more expensive. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting idea, and it might just give you guys some reason to go, hey, this really is cool.
Yeah, we could definitely do that because we spend a little bit of time on this just outlining what would be most valuable for people. Because at the end of the day, what's most valuable is that you may realize you've been spending the majority of your time on shit that will move the needle.
And here's what sucks about you, Shelly, is that you could do a course on this, you could do a course on food prep, you could do a course on Airbnb, or you could go to work every day and raise children. I guess it doesn't matter, you know?
Yeah.
No, you're definitely one of my heroes. Miss Doris, can I check in with you for real quick?
Yep.
How's life going?
We are going to be launching at the end of the week a new Shopify store.
Congratulations. What's the difference between that and the old Shopify store?
We didn't have one before. We were just doing the Amazon.
Congratulations. Did you build it all on your own?
Yep.
How much-
Jim.
I'm sorry?
What I've learned from Jim Pa.
Oh, good. How's that going?
Good.
Good. All right. Well, that's a good win. Jose, how about you?
I'm capitalizing on an idea I had from taking your course, just barely, and last coaching call we had with the realtors. So I'm trying to make, I see everybody's lacking a good follow-up system. So I'm testing this now. I'm creating a web, it's going to take me a little bit. I'm doing a web crawler, a programming. I want to streamline follow-up to be a perfect system and instant. So when I get a name at an event, just say I show up to an event, a networking event, which you kind of go to a few, I think. As soon as you get a name or a business card or anything, you plug it into the software. It's going to be programming. For now, it'll just be on a laptop. Later, I'll make it an app. And it'll go scrape your profiles from all the social medias, from your websites, from everything. Your Insta, your Facebook. It'll bring me all your abouts and everything. It'll load them all in a spreadsheet. Right away, it'll identify any type of words I tell it, if they're visual, auditory, kinesthetic, so I can know what type of person you are, how I could talk to you best. It'll highlight them a different color. It'll give me a percentage of what they are. Using the about, I wanted to ask you if using kind of the phrases they use and everything, if I could find out what motivates them a little bit, so I could look at it live and instantly just say, hey, it was really nice connecting with you. I'd love to follow up on this thing or show you something, whatever it is their language, on this kind of thing, and then I'll put them into a system to where I could start my follow-up, basically.
Are you building all that?
I hired a guy that's a lot better than me, but pretty much. I should get this done in a few weeks, and I should be able to start testing to be able to pull that. I'm good with the spreadsheets and all that part. I'm gonna finish it on from there, but he's doing it in Python, so I'm not so familiar with that to make the programming. So it'll be a scraper, and I'll scrape all their information. I'll have everything about them in 2 seconds at any event.
Can you explain this to Chad? He'll give you some feedback. Let him listen to what Jose's doing based on some of your calls, and say hi to everybody. That's Chad. He owns the house.
Okay.
So Jose, what was the thought?
I'm going to build a scraper, basically a web scraper kind of, to when I go to an event and I meet somebody, or if I meet you, I'll type your name into it and it'll pull me all your social media, all your abouts, all your information I can off your social media or web page, Google, any Instagram. Load them into a spreadsheet. It will identify, I'm gonna tell what keywords to look for to know if you're visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. It will highlight how much percentage you are of each. Then based off of that, I'll have an algorithm to go in there and kind of tell me what motivates you, what are the key sentences you're using. So when I do a follow-up, I could turn around right back and say, hey, I see that it was really nice meeting you. You know, I'd love to show you something, but I see your visual. And that we could talk about where we take some steps because you're part kinesthetic or whatever. And here, get on my calendar or whatever. And right away, I already kind of know what motivates you. And then you'll get set into my follow-up system, where I'll get little triggers to basically tell me, you know, every hour, 24 hours, whatever my follow-up system is, so I can feed you art. It'll search up an article and it'll say, hey, these kind of things motivated him. Here's something that made me think of you, and I'll send it right out. And just a good way to follow up, but it'll be kind of follow-up on steroids, I'm thinking.
What do you think of that?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I have a guy with he's going to be creating it in Python, and I'm doing all that, and then from there I'll later turn it into an app or something that I can streamline it off my phone. For now, it's going to be on my computer.
You put them into a survey.
I mean, I would just pay attention and find out if they're kinesthetic or visual or auditory. And I just gotta make a mental. I know what he's trying to do. You can probably look into the Eating Leads API and get like their social media and all that stuff. You can tie that in there. There's another one you could do. I know what he's trying to do. It's a lot of work.
When you get a lead and you're at a party, right? What's your process?
As far as what?
Well, I meet them. I mean, I guess that's we're putting them in the phone. I don't know that Shelly knows what the phone is. You would have them click on a survey immediately?
I have them take out that card and make an appointment right there.
I don't want everyone to make an appointment with me though.
Well, I mean, he's trying to connect with people.
Jose, you want to
I
connect with me?
think everybody's going too far, too much transactional nowadays, and you need to make it more personal. So when I know everything, when I have a more info on you and I understand that, to me, it's my chances of making a great connection, either business-wise or anything, because that's most of the people that I meet at events, is going to go way further in that sense. If you want to make sales, you have everything you want to close them quick in that sense. And if this would feed it back live, I'm going to be able to do multiple names at the same time. My developer told me that's not a problem. So I could get a list right away and know it in 2 seconds. My idea is to be able to turn around within a minute from meeting somebody and have this information on me.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I already know the costs involved in that. What are you planning on launching that, or are you just planning on doing that for yourself?
For now, I need to test it first before I can launch it. But if it works, then I can launch it at anything. And
I'm telling you right now, like, it's a very hard sell. If things don't produce more traffic, or if they don't produce more monetization, more money, it's a hard sell. Like, things that are convenient like that, they're going to help you connect with people better, they're going to provide better security. We have a hard time launching or selling those things. Every business, every entrepreneur, they want more traffic, more money. And if your product can do that, then you have something you can launch.
Well, from there, going into the follow-up system that I was going after, you could plug them into any lead you want. I mean, into any pathway you want to generate. To surveys, to anything like that, because now you're speaking their language though. I see it as a beginning part of it. That's all.
Interesting. So guys, this is what my card now looks like through chat. Shelly, have you seen this one? So if you go to forbesriley.biz, I'm actually very, very happy with this now. I think it looks great. I think it feels right. I'm very proud to show it to people. I have to actually show up looking this good.
I can't help you there. You're on your own there.
All right, you're done. We're out of here. But I will tell you, I think this, you know, and it's funny because I fell in love with 360 because I was hoping it would do this. What he is doing is a little bit of not quite as deep as Jose's doing, but to me, this is the game changer. So if you go to ForbesRally.biz, for me, I'm at an event, I want you to text me. That's all I want you to do. The videos, he doesn't do for you don't have to turn that on. But I think the work with me, where you apply right here, oh, I have to change that a little bit. I was going to make the first question multiple choice. But I can change that quickly, is that I'm standing here at a party, and Jose, you could probably do the same thing by asking me like 5 questions, and it would actually then synthesize, if that's important to you, how they process things, by saying, do you hear something, see something, or feel something, and let them pick one. And then you would know.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so what happens, guys, when you go to the, oh my God, look at Candy's face. I have to take a screenshot of this. You froze on the funniest, cutest face I've ever seen. Candy, what were you just laughing at? She's still frozen. Candy? I can't see you. What were you just laughing at that was so funny? She's still frozen. Okay, Shelly, I'm coming to your hometown and I'm going to play with your baby for about a week. I need massive baby love. You just, just
when
do
we're
it.
moving and I need these kids out of my hair, that'd be a perfect time.
You? Because it's
That works? I'm sorry, Candy, you're still frozen. So yes, it's possible at any point, especially this little, oh my gosh, either one of them, both of them.
I'm here.
Makes me want to take a little binky
Can
and
you
stick it into
see
Jose.
me?
I can, but you're cutting out a lot.
You said I'm the cutest, and then here to help you.
You did, Candy, you froze like this. All right, so Chuck, can you hear us?
Yes.
Chuck, are you
Yes.
there?
Yeah.
So tell us your big win.
My big win is that we're probably about 98% done with this house.
They're already in Florida.
And so our first people come in on the 3rd.
And he's already
And-
rented out the Airbnb.
Yeah. It's out.
That's-
Most of July is booked. We also have someone that's booked for January, February, March, and April.
Are you kidding me?
No, half of December is booked.
Wait a second. Wait. Who's booked it for all those months? What happened here?
It's a snowbird.
Oh my God. No pool.
No pool, but I'm 5 minutes from the beach and 5 minutes from downtown
Oh my God.
and 2 minutes from shopping.
Can I go check it out?
Yes. Shelly, you going to come down and buy property where we are? By the way, at 6 o'clock, I have another course, a class that I'm teaching, and it's all real estate professionals in that. Something kind of fun happened that they want to start taking Forbes Factor, a 3-day Forbes Factor to different cities. We're looking at, I should just give this to Shelly, because Shelly can just get it done in like 18 minutes. Because we haven't done Boston. I'm not kidding. We're going to go do Seattle. Seattle's first, the 3rd week in September. We're going to do Miami. We're going to do Vegas. We're going to do San Diego. I'm thinking Boston. Jose, where do you live?
I'm in Odessa, Texas. You need a bigger city. You need like Dallas or something.
Not for 30 people, I don't.
Yeah.
No, you better go to Dallas. There's not 30 people in Odessa, Forbes.
There is. I have my brother in San Diego and Frederick, Maryland. My other brother's there. I'm actually meeting them tomorrow in Mexico. They're all going down to my nephew's wedding.
Oh, nice.
But I have some good my brother just shared some really good a good follow-up system with the reviews for your real estate group too.
What does that mean?
Tactics. Basically, one of his friends is a jeweler. He's been up and down a lot of businesses from 0 to millions quite a few times. And he created a thing, which I think would be very powerful, that if once you go in and you buy a ring, he has a celebrating room. Like if you're going to buy, he takes you upstairs and it's all, he'll pop champagne, he'll do all this stuff and do some fancy things. But then he'll actually sit you down with cameras and he gives you the option to capture your story. And I think the real estate guys could do this really well once they buy their house. So they can find why they bought their house, what they did, what motivated them, their whole journey. And then he'll share that with them. And if they give permission, they'll share it to the public, and it becomes just this testimony from his whole marketing is set right there.
That's actually a great idea.
And if he did that, or if they just did something to make themselves stand apart, like buy the groceries for the first week, stuff that people need right after they move into a new house. They're not set up. Just
Right.
some kind of incentive like that is all. You get that. The main part is to capture their story. That's the goal, because then you can market the heck out of that, of selling it or anything. And not only that, through that, they'll tell all their friends that you see, and they captured everything, and you just set up a few questions and all that stuff in a way as a benefit. But I think that would really benefit the group there.
Okay. Well, you're welcome to come jump on at 6 o'clock. There's Chuck, or at the bottom of his nose. We get to see up his nose. Hey, for September's Forbes Factor, which is the 27th to October 1st, if you're a fan of General Hospital, I'm having some of the cast members attend, which I don't know, but some people my age, that's kind of fun. Just a little added bonus. I can't publicly say that, but if you guys like, a couple of the major cast players, they'll be there. So feel free to talk or promote or whatever we're going to do there. What is one thing that anybody here, including myself or others, could help you with? Doris.
Getting organized.
Well, Jelly's the queen of that. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say something. Here's something you guys could do for me. You could all go on to Amazon and look up the book Success Factor X and leave a review. I don't know why they're not doing this. I don't understand, when you've got a group of friends that you can move mountains with, why you don't help each other. I helped take that book to #1 and got them 20 reviews. There's 50 people in the book, and do you know that there's only 22 reviews now? Like, why? You don't even have to buy the book. You just have to be an Amazon member. But why wouldn't they do what I'm doing now and just ask 10 of their friends to leave? Because it's a really important thing to move things forward. So that's one thing I'm going to ask you guys if you get a chance. Doris, getting organized is probably a big of a challenge for people.
I have a tool for that.
Go ahead.
I just came across this, and I'm really excited about it. Smart Notebook. So basically, called Rocketbook, but it's a notebook that you just sketch on. It has just a bunch of little dots. At the bottom, it has little icons. There's a few of them. You can't really see it here in the picture, but there's a few different little icons here at the bottom.
Uh-huh.
Well, you write down, use these pens it comes with. You write down all your notes. At the end of the day, you grab the app and you just snap over it. Based off the icon, I send this either to my Evernote, to my Google Drive, to my Dropbox, to my whatever I want. So I could be just brainstorming, and I say great ideas. I mark off the great idea folder, and it'll email me automatically that. So you could automatically get everything organized really well. And then when you're done, you grab a damp cloth or a wipey, and you just wipe it down and start over again. And you have it all digital.
Well, actually, okay, hang on a second. You don't have it all digital, because what you wrote, it still comes out as what you wrote.
It uses the OCR, so recognize your thing, and it'll make it digital. So you can just copy paste it if you want.
Really? So the handwriting that you've got on that notebook ends up being actually a file, like words, text?
Yeah. It goes as a picture, like as a PDF, as all. Then you have the option there, and they sell more options, so it could keep. It'll turn it into text if you write legibly.
If you write legibly, right? If you're a doctor, forget it. You can't.
Yeah.
Okay, and what is that? What is that? Notebook?
No, Rocketbook.
Rocketbook. Well, that's pretty damn cool. How expensive is that?
$30. As all, it's reusable. 35 pages. This is a small one. I just ordered the big one. A lot of people, when they have a system that's already organized, they like to follow. You could buy replacement pages, but they'll use a Sharpie, draw across whatever is their template, and that stays, and you just wipe away all the paint. The Sharpie's going to stay permanent. It won't wipe off, but because it uses these pens. You buy this at Best Buy, at Office Depot, anywhere. You can find these things, but I bought it off of Amazon.
Good resource. That goes in our resource folder. Thank you for that one. I'm going to put that
as you're writing things, ideas, or something for your team, you follow up, you guys brainstorm, you just mark off the right icon and it goes all right to all their email, to whatever. You can set up to 5 or 7 different ones. Destinations, presets. When you hit scan, send, done. Everybody's got it.
I am loving your resource. Okay, cool. There you go. That's how we turn an obstacle into a resource. I'm going to put that in a billionaire business as a resource for right now. All right. So Doris, might that help you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of jazzed about that.
Oh, there's two versions. One is microwavable. You throw it in the microwave and it'll erase the whole thing. But it's like
it also makes dinner for you.
Sometimes you can put a cup of coffee on top. That's how they show it on the thing. They're like, in the time it takes to make tea, this thing will be erased and you start over again. But it says limited use, so many microwaves. I don't know what the heck. This one you wipe it down until the pages look like junk, and then you buy a new one. They're made out of like a plastic stuff, so it works nice.
And then we throw it in the ocean so fish can enjoy the plastic. Yes, we hear that's a good thing.
Well, it's a recyclable thing. It's not plastic.
No, I didn't mean it that way. Actually, I have a new pet peeve. I can't stomach the idea of plastic water bottles. It makes me sick to my stomach now. Well, but why would you do that when you have a glass nearby? Because that is going to go into
the water here is not good. They use
no. But I'm saying get filtered water. Do something. But I'm looking at our oceans and things, and all the plastic that we throw away all the time is becoming insane.
Yeah.
Wow, the Rocketbook has 3,800 reviews. Damn, dude, that is a great resource. Thank you. Okay, Shelly, what's something we can help you with?
I am actually not quite sure right now. I'm in such a transactional mode with just getting our house ready to go, and also I spend a lot of time thinking of how I'm going to redesign some of the rooms for the new house, that I actually haven't spent a ton of time on business. I am still passively evaluating real estate. And actually, one of the other things I didn't mention is my commercial broker also brokers businesses. And he brought to us a pretty interesting business that we have begun to evaluate as potential to buy. And they're actually a butcher market and like a kind of like a Whole Foods type of market. And they're a mom and pop store. They're retiring, which is why they're selling. And I love the potential of this so much because, you know, they're your traditional mom and pop. And I feel that I would be able to kind of bring kind of the fresh perspective because Craig and I, we're super passionate about how food can heal your body and that people need to be much more educated about things like that. And so that would just be a physical platform for us to do it. We've been visiting farms, local farmers and stuff like that. And, you know, I can envision having Meet Your Farmer events and just educational events to really help people understand and be able to translate what they put in their mouth is having a profound impact on how they feel every day and their health and everything like that. It's not just you are what you eat, but you are what you eat, right? And so not to mention the ecological impact of mass production farming has on our environment. And when I look at my kids, it's like there's gonna be no earth between the plastic bottles in the ocean and the way we kind of farm for food. And so I like that business model because it touches something that we're passionate about. But from a business perspective, one of the best parts about it is they have a kind of like a deli and a ready to eat kind of takeout component. And we have the restaurant background, and there's nothing more that I want than to kind of revolutionize the way we eat, where the only convenient fast food that you have is just junk food, low nutritional density, all of that. And so we could create something where that's kind of the test model for people to come and pick up food for their kids, you know, like the food prep. Let us food prep for you with high quality foods that costs you less than actually eating out, right? And then let that kind of be a model. And, you know, people who do like farm shares, the CSAs and stuff like that, I was like, well, why wouldn't people do CSAs, and where, you know, all of your vegetables are from local farmers and your meats are from local ranchers, but the food's already made for you. Like, I would think that would be even better. You could have a subscription, and the way the pricing wouldn't just be traditional kind of, you know, you come, you pick this, and then you buy it, but maybe we have a drop-off center, and then you can add on, you know, you could have your ready-made meal that's good for you, but then, you know, you also want 5 hamburger patties this week, and also a few, you know, local sausages or something like that. And then when you go pick up your bag for the week, the things are made, and then some, you know, good meats are frozen by, it's easy to cook. And so I have a lot of different ideas for this business. I'm excited about it. But I did send off a ton of, I looked through the financials, a lot of it didn't tick and tie. So I sent off a bunch of questions to the owners, and they're getting back to us. But that's on the business side, one of the opportunities that I think we're looking into, because real estate opportunities sometimes, you know, it takes months before anything viable even comes online. But this is something that we can maybe actually work at. And they already have staff. They're willing to train. And so it seems like something that maybe we can grow and then duplicate.
I love it. I love your brain. It's so much fun to talk to you. You and Jose can hang out in a room together. It's pretty cool.
We're
There you
gonna
go.
need to scale that up really fast, because that sounded way too good. I need that food here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
I mean, it's scary because the more you learn about how horrible, like, you know, sometimes you're like, oh, I don't eat processed foods, you know, so I'm doing better. I'm eating protein, I'm eating vegetable. But if you actually knew the junk that is in protein, like, there's a reason why there is bad publicity for beef. But if you actually ate really good grass-fed, happy cows, the nutritional density in that is so good for you. Like, I'm actually really petrified with the meatless, you know, Impossible Burger and the new one that just came on, because 5 years from now, they're gonna be like, oh, that's shit your body didn't know how to process, and it really screwed you up, right? And I mean, type 2 diabetes is such a huge problem everywhere. And it all has to do with what we put in our mouth, and when we put things in our mouths, it's horrifying. So, yeah.
I see that 100% on the taste. I go down to Mexico, and they kill fresh cow. We're gonna eat it, you know, tonight. And it was there, and it's just wow.
And it's so good. The milk, all of it, right? And that's how I kind of grew up too in Taiwan. Things were definitely more kind of farm to table. And then I moved here, and everything's at the grocery store, and it's been frozen and packaged. Not to mention the way they raise the animals is just, it shows. And you get away from that. But when you go back and you taste really fresh meats, you're like, oh yeah, your body thinks. And that's a part of why then I don't need as much sleep, because I'm properly, you know, I have proper nutrition, and it all works, right? So.
You and Hirsch get to go live in a vacuum together. I have a couple of.
What?
She got so excited she left.
She's on her way. She says she's going to pick up some meals from your place. So get them ready.
Okay, I already have them ready for her. Yeah. But I really do think that model can be duplicated, because I think the timing is right, where people are starting to become more educated and want to know, you know, is this real? Am I really feeding my body what I think I am?
Yeah. Isn't there some kind of I don't remember if I was just hearsay or something, but for beef here in the U.S. had to be frozen a certain amount of time to kill some kind of parasite before they could be sold. I don't remember if that was something or not. I never looked into it.
But the thing is, if it wasn't mass produced, it wouldn't have that parasite to begin with.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you're not supposed to eat raw eggs because of salmonella, but the fact is, if you didn't buy your eggs from these egg farms, essentially, you would never ever have that problem to begin with. And
Yeah.
I've been learning more about just the inspection process for USDA and how they actually inspect, like chicken at Purdue, for example. Their target is something insane. It's like 4 birds in a second.
Yeah.
Think about like how fast that, like what can you actually see to inspect when
Yeah.
your quota is
They
4
went
birds
to the
per
machine.
second.
They're good.
Right. And the mass amount of volume that they generate, it's like, just think about when you go and you buy chicken. And again, you're like, oh, I'm eating healthy, I'm eating chicken breast, but you're really not, because there's just so many diseases and you just have to stop.
Yeah, you going for there with, it's crazy the way that works.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think your organization system, if it would streamline or even into an app or into something like that, would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because
I
people
think,
feel like they want to be on the go, and if you have it popping out on them, going do this, do this. I use that right now with I needed OmniFocus. I created a folder that actually tells you 10-minute, it's 5-minute things or 10-minute things, stuff you could do in 10 minutes. So whenever you say, hey, I got a break, you look at it and okay, get done. What can I get done? You have a few little tasks on what you could get done, and it's the same idea kind of.
yeah.
But I don't have it streamlined to a goal in mind.
So
I really like the way you broke that down.
I think we should talk offline and talk about how we can partner and digitalize this, right?
Mhm.
Because I think the value is really actually in the series of questioning that I have that brings you to be able to appropriately prioritize your
Yeah.
task.
I think
But
100%.
Yeah,
It
but
sounds
then
like
I
it would be good.
think it digitalized, it would be beneficial.
I'm sorry, what, Doris? Yeah, I got that.
I think that would be really good.
Oh, okay.
I think even I would be able to get some help from it.
Yeah, the biggest problem I have, when I come up with ideas, is I need the questions to lead into it, to go. The reason I'm the behavioral, the follow-up system, I don't know the right questions to ask. Like Forbes and them, you could ask this simple question. I don't know the right questions to ask, so I was like, okay, well, how do I get around that? I'll build my own system, and I'll do that. When I know I can simplify it and just ask them directly and get up-to-date information by the right things, but it's more of a matter of trying to stream. I'm trying to pull together by anything they wrote because I'm working around my deficiencies.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we should definitely talk because I think we could definitely complement each other. I know the questions and kind of the psychology, and it's like I'm not going to get into the technical of how to digitalize this, and that's where your nerdiness comes in, right?
Yeah. I like playing with it, and when I get with an idea, I'll pursue it. I don't mind investing in making it work,
Yeah.
and just to test it to happen. It happened, oh well, it didn't work, whatever. I don't mind doing that, as I like to just test and test and test, because then I know what I play with too many things, I guess.
And then Doris could be our first tester.
There you go.
Yep.
That'd be awesome.
All right.
Forbes died.
Yeah, I think she's preparing for the next call she has coming up.
You kill her.
No, well, I didn't kill her. Her computer died. She didn't have a. She just texted me. She goes, "I'm without my power cord. I died."
It's funny, in the world of tech she's living in right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and probably none of them have an Apple.
Yeah.
And even
Oh.
my Apple laptop has a different cord than hers does. It's ridiculous.
That's annoying.
Yeah.
It is annoying.
I bought one of the later ones, and all my old plugs, I'm like, I gotta get all new adapters. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
Or the little things that you plug in so you can actually adapt it to things like that. It's funny. It's stupid. Just so you can be able to connect the USB drive, I gotta mark one of these things down so I can hook up to all the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Chuck, so what were you saying about your house? You have a place in Florida, but then you're Airbnb-ing it?
Yeah, we bought a house here originally to so that when I'm down here, I would actually have a place to stay, and that my wife would come down with me.
Yeah.
And I knew I wouldn't be down here all the time, so we thought, well, Airbnb it. Well, it's busy enough that it's like, oh shoot, we got to block some time off just so that we can come down here.
That's awesome.
So because of that, I think that even she's kind of behind it. We'll probably just start getting more homes here.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's in Tampa or in St. Pete?
It's in St. Pete. It's literally 5 minutes from the beach. I didn't know where I was picking, but I picked a pretty nice area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cute little quiet neighborhood.
I like it. I like that market. I think we should talk.
Yeah.
Really?
It's definitely, I mean, it's literally, and that's how I have it listed as Airbnb. I have Airbnb and VRBO.
Mm-hmm.
And it's listed as, that was my title, 5 minutes to beach, 5 minutes to downtown.
That's nice.
So who do you have to clean the place?
I have a lady that I met that she'll actually manage it for me just for the cost of cleaning it. And when I run out of supplies, she'll go purchase the supplies and just take a picture of the receipt and send it to me, and I'll PayPal her the money.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And I'll
Yeah,
just
I
take a
think we should
snapshot. I'll just take a screenshot of the calendar and send it to her so she knows when to come.
The turnaround. That's awesome.
And then we set up the locks on the house so that I can change them. Even from Washington, I can change them, the code each time someone comes in. So the old code's gone, the new code's good.
That's good.
That's really cool. I was actually supposed to be in Tampa today for work, but I declined the trip. But now I wish I was there, and then I can extend it and look at some real estate.
It is when I first started looking at the real estate, it's very similar in price to where I live. And I was very surprised because I thought it would be a lot more expensive here. It's starting to rise, but it's not nearly what like Seattle would be or LA, Southern California. Doesn't have the people, it doesn't have the prices.
But what is the range? I mean, is it like 200 grand for a 3-bedroom, 400 grand for a 3-bedroom? Like, what is the ballpark?
This house is the 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was around 2.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But now they're starting to get harder and harder to find in that price range. So you can probably still find them. I don't know. I would like to learn how to do foreclosures because some of them are pretty decent.
Yeah.
When people leave, and others are trashed. And I really don't want to get into the trashed ones. But some of the ones that are foreclosures, not everyone trashes their home.
Right.
But there seems to be a lot of foreclosures here.
That's interesting. And honestly, like people, like what's most expensive during a renovation is not the cosmetic as much as the systems. And most time people, if they trash it, it's like they punch the wall, right? Or they ripped out the appliances versus like they trashed the systems or like that. So that seems to be an area of opportunity.
Can I get your phone number, Shelly, so we could connect later?
Yep.
Do you mind one of the two, whichever you prefer?
Yeah, I will just
She'll chat it.
Yep. Oh, maybe. Yep.
Come visit. Come talk to us. Come to Boston.
Yeah, just come to Boston.
I know. Three of us will be here.
Just gonna have to do that then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. That matches the number I have.
I had the number too.
Awesome. I know it's not a fake.
Yeah. It's not the one she just gives out randomly.
I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll give you my number.
right?
here, call me.
I simultaneously texted Candy and Chuck to validate.
Yeah.
Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
that's worth it. Yeah, mine is a Minnesota phone number, so you'll be getting.
Okay.
Here, I'll type it in just so.
But he lives in a town in Texas of 29 people.
Yeah.
Just,
Apparently, I didn't meet the 30 mark for the
Yeah.
Forbes fact.
just not enough for a Forbes factor.
Right. Darn it.
Yeah, dang it. If I knew more people in this town, I would say yes, it's worth it. But if we're just going for the broad market, everybody's here working in the oil field, and that I don't know how well the entrepreneur life
Right.
like that of that style is going to work.
And we have a cute palm tree in our yard.
Oh my God, that's so awesome area. I love it.
That one. And then there's that one.
Oh, that was cute. I like it.
It is cute. I wonder how long it takes to grow up. Hello. Good. How are you?
It's a pretty
Hey,
quiet.
we stole your housekeepers because we saw them, and sorry.
Hey, we were part of that conversation.
And who is who is he talking to?
Neighbors. Tell me.
All right, guys. I have to go put my kids to sleep. So I will see you guys next week.
All right, sounds good.
All right, take care. Take care.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
We get to see his belly. I don't know what's your guys' guess.
Oh,
Yes, there it is.
yeah. He's still talking.
Seems happy, so it must be going well.
I wonder what she looked like.
He's not wearing a Bluetooth, so he can't hear us.
Yeah. All right, guys. I have to go back to do my cleaning and unpacking. I will talk to you guys soon.
Talk to you guys
All
later.
right. Talk to
All
you
right.
later.
Love you all.
Are you on, Jose?
I'm still on.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I was trying to get the number. Do you have the number for the other call?
I think you should be in the text when you send it to me last, so I should. Let me
No,
go
I mean for the next one.
I think so. I think you texted it to me once. So
Okay,
I
because
just
I'm
gotta
not
find
familiar with
it.
this call.
Oh, I know that I have it in my Zoom thing. Here, let me pull it up. Well, actually, it doesn't let me pull up the previous meetings right now while I'm on one.
Oh, okay. Well, if you get
Yeah.
it, will you text it to me?
Yes. Oh, no, wait. Come on. Let me see which one was that. I always reach out to you and you send me the numbers, and I'm seeing
I know
which
it's
was the
after
last
I'm
one.
already on the call.
Yeah,
Let's
you
see if I
sent
can
it to me.
find it because I'm not sure. Oh, I could probably. I'm on my phone. That's why I don't have access to all the Zoom information. And it's at. I think it's at 9:00 Eastern time. So you have a little bit of time. Oh, I'll just text Forbes, and when she sends
I
it
got
to
it.
me,
I got it.
do you?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
662-951-025. I will resend this directly to you. You sent it to
Okay.
me and Candy in a message together.
Oh, perfect.
Send it to you in a message.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, Chuck, I'll invite you to a call that we're having a little bit later.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Well, this one says 6 Pacific time, so you're gonna have to make the adjustment to your time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, actually, 6 isn't that 8? No, that's 9.
No, it's
yeah,
9.
you're right.
Yeah, it's 9 here.
Yeah, 9 to Florida. 8 my time.
Yeah.
So I got a little bit to play with it.
Yeah, me too.
But awesome.
So, yeah, this is it's interesting because I used to buy rentals and I stopped for a while because it got to the point where I either had to get into it full time and quit managing it myself because I was managing them. So I
Okay.
either had to hire a manager, you know, to manage the properties, or get out of it. And so I started selling them. And then when we got this, I thought, this is amazing, because I didn't think that, I was kind of hesitant to do the Airbnb, but I posted the Airbnb from the real estate photos.
Mm-hmm.
So the house was empty.
Yeah.
And I posted it on Airbnb, and it filled up for the month of July with photos of a house that was empty.
And then you already added the stuff to it, so it's like a bonus for them?
So, well, it has to be furnished anyway when people come in
Yeah.
and stay. So we got here Sunday and kind of been working our ass off, and it's pretty much done now. I mean, it was
Nice.
an empty house with nothing in it, and we brought in the furniture, and we've done all the wall hangings and the whatever, you know. By Friday, it'll be 100% done,
That's awesome.
because we have our first person coming in on the 3rd of July, and then it's pretty much back to back until the end of July, a little bit
Then
into August.
you need to block out a little section for the Forbes Factor students.
I know it. So
As they're coming in, hey, guess what?
Yeah, it's a small house. It's like 1,100 square feet,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a 3-bedroom house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. So it'll sleep 6 people. And I think people that come here don't plan on spending a lot of time here. They're going other places.
Yeah.
Except for the couple that's renting it out, the one that's renting it out January through April.
What do you charge a night or a month or a week or a...
It varies. It's about it goes with the area and the time of the year. So right now it's about $70 a day,
Okay.
which is cheaper than any hotel.
Oh yeah, no,
And
sounds
that's
great.
why I think that's why Airbnbs do so well.
Yeah.
So
I definitely
and
agree
they
there.
take a very small percentage.
Do you charge them like a cleanup fee or all that stuff after?
Cleaning fee, and then a deposit on top of that, a damage deposit. Also, Airbnb provides $1 million damage deposit and personal injury policy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's worth the paying their share right there.
Right.
You don't have to insure, whatever goes down.
Right. So if someone were to fall and hurt themselves, I'm sure it would hit my insurance first, but then theirs is a backup to that.
An umbrella on it. Yeah. That'll work. Good. Awesome.
So,
No,
yeah.
sounds like that might work out pretty good.
Yeah. Really.
Do you know any outstanding events or anything big that's like a wow event coming up for you guys?
The one in Seattle is the next one, and that's not a wow event. Well, it's going to be.
Besides the Forbes factors and that, like events, big,
You know what? I've been so out of touch with Forbes lately that I saw her tonight, and the last time I actually saw her was last week. So she's hard to nail down because she has bad cell service where she's at. Also, she bounces around so much, and unless you're right in front of her, it's hard to nail her down.
Yeah. No, I was just thinking. I'm looking at events to go to. I set up, and if there's something cool, wow, then I'll show up.
I don't know of any right now. If I hear of any, or as I hear of them, I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, I think I might be going to LA next.
Cruise.
I'm already on that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Definitely. I'm in on that. That was a lot of fun. I really do appreciate that. All the help.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was. I did enjoy that whole experience very well. And now knowing more of the people too, it might just make it that much funner to go and reconnect and do all the later stuff.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, well, I better get some stuff done before I jump on the next call, I think.
Yeah, sounds good. Same. I'll see you there.
All right. Thanks, Jose.